Welcome back to another transformative episode of Journey to Success. I'm Emily Carter, your host, and today we're diving into a topic that's the foundation of personal growth and fulfillment: cultivating self-esteem. Joining us is an extraordinary guest, Dr. Natalie Brooks, a clinical psychologist, best-selling author, and empowerment coach who's helped thousands embrace their worth and live with confidence. Natalie, it's an absolute honor to have you with us today.
Thank you, Emily. I'm truly delighted to be here and explore a subject that's not just about feeling good but about building a deep, unshakable belief in your own value that carries you through life's highs and lows.
I'm so excited to hear your insights. Self-esteem can feel elusive, especially in a world full of comparison and criticism. Natalie, let's start with the big picture. Why is cultivating self-esteem so essential for success and well-being, and how does it shape our journey?
That's a beautiful question, Emily, and it really gets to the heart of why self-esteem is so vital. Self-esteem is the lens through which you see yourself, your worth, your capabilities, your right to take up space. It's essential because it fuels your courage to chase dreams, your resilience to face setbacks, and your ability to form healthy relationships. When your self-esteem is strong, you trust your decisions, embrace challenges, and show up authentically, which paves the way for success in careers, passions, and personal growth. Without it, doubt and fear can dim your light, keeping you stuck. With it, you become your own advocate, creating a life that reflects your deepest potential. I think of someone like Oprah Winfrey, who rose from poverty and hardship to global influence, saying, "It doesn't matter who you are, where you come from. The ability to triumph begins with you." Her self-belief drove her empire. Early in my own journey, I was a therapist in Chicago, riddled with self-doubt. I'd second-guess my sessions, feeling like an imposter despite my training. I'd shrink in meetings, afraid to speak. But when I started affirming my strengths, small steps, like journaling what I did well, my confidence grew. I took risks, wrote books, and built a coaching practice that's touched thousands. Self-esteem isn't just a nice-to-have. It's the bedrock of a life where you can pursue your goals with clarity and stand tall through any storm.
That's such a radiant way to frame it. Natalie, self-esteem as a lens for triumph. Oprah's journey is so inspiring. You mentioned your own struggles with doubt. Can you walk us through how someone can start cultivating self-esteem, especially if they feel unworthy or stuck in self-criticism?
Absolutely, Emily. The first step is to challenge negative self-talk. We all have an inner critic, but you can rewrite its script by questioning harsh thoughts and replacing them with kinder, truer ones. For example, if your mind says, "I'm a failure," ask, "Is that really true? What have I accomplished?" Then affirm something real, like, "I'm learning and growing." I draw inspiration from Maya Angelou, who said, "I am human, so nothing human can be alien to me." Her self-acceptance fueled her poetry and activism, embracing her flaws as part of her strength. When I felt like an imposter, my inner voice was brutal: "You're not good enough, you'll mess up." It paralyzed me. Inspired by Angelou, I started catching those thoughts. Am I really failing? No, I helped a client today. I'd write, "I'm skilled and caring." It felt awkward, but it shifted my mindset. My sessions deepened, and I led workshops. I coached a client named Sarah, a graphic designer who called herself mediocre, avoiding big projects. She felt stuck. We used Angelou's challenge. She countered, "I'm no good," with, "I designed a logo that sold." She pitched a major client and landed it. Challenging self-talk isn't about faking positivity, it's about building a habit of truth that nurtures self-esteem. Another step is to celebrate small wins. Self-esteem grows when you acknowledge your efforts, no matter how tiny: finishing a task, trying something new, even getting out of bed on a hard day. I learned this from Serena Williams, who says, "Every win counts, no matter how small." Her focus on progress won her 23 Grand Slams. I used to overlook my achievements, fixating on flaws: missed a deadline, not perfect. Serena's mindset helped. I'd note one win daily, like, "I listened well today." It built pride, pushing me to write a bestseller. Sarah tried it, tracking wins, sketched a draft, met a deadline. It gave her confidence. She's now a lead designer. Small wins aren't trivial, they're seeds of self-esteem, growing a stronger sense of worth.
I love those starting points, Natalie. Rewriting self-talk and celebrating wins. Angelou and Williams make it so tangible. But what about when external criticism, like harsh feedback or rejection, shakes your self-esteem? How do you stay steady?
Oh, Emily, external criticism, whether it's a boss's critique or a cold rejection, can sting deeply, making you question your value. The key is to filter feedback through your own lens. Not all criticism is true or useful, so assess it. Is it specific and constructive? If yes, learn from it. If it's vague or malicious, let it go. One tool is a feedback pause. Take a breath, write the critique, and decide what serves you. I draw from Brené Brown, who says, "If you're not in the arena getting your butt kicked, I'm not interested in your feedback." Her selective ear built her empire. When a colleague trashed my early workshop, called it amateur, I crumbled, thinking I was a fraud. Brown's filter helped. I paused, wrote it down. Was it true? Partly. I needed better slides. I improved those, ignored the rest. My next talk sold out. I coached a client named Michael, a salesman rejected by clients who said he was pushy. He felt worthless. Inspired by Brown, he paused. Their feedback was vague, but he could refine his pitch. He practiced, landed a deal, and grew his sales. Filtering feedback protects self-esteem, turning criticism into growth, not destruction. Another strategy is grounding in your strengths. List 5 things you're good at: empathy, problem solving, and revisit them when shaken. I learned this from Nelson Mandela, who leaned on his resilience, saying, "I never lose. I either win or learn." His strength freed a nation. Post-criticism, I'd read my list, listening, teaching, it steadied me, boosting my coaching. Michael listed persuasion, grit, it rebuilt his confidence, he's top earner now. Strengths and filters don't block feedback, they anchor your worth, keeping self-esteem intact.
That's so empowering, Natalie. Filtering feedback and grounding in strengths. Brown and Mandela bring it to life. You've mentioned incredible figures like Oprah and Angelou. Are there other famous people whose self-esteem inspires you?
Oh, absolutely, Emily. Self-esteem shines through so many lives. Take Michelle Obama, who says, "Your story is what you have, what you will always have." Despite racism and doubt, her belief fueled her advocacy. When I stalled writing, fearing judgment, Obama's confidence inspired me. I affirmed my voice. My book hit shelves. I coached a client named Olivia, a chef who felt less than for no degree. Obama's story led her to own her skill. She opened a bistro, thriving. Another is J.K. Rowling, who battled rejection, saying, "You will never truly know yourself until you've been tested by adversity." Her self-worth wrote Harry Potter. When a talk flopped, Rowling's grit pushed me. I listed strengths, tried again, it packed rooms. Olivia, inspired by Rowling, trusted her recipes, her menu won awards. Then there's Malala Yousafzai, who stood for education despite danger, saying, "I am stronger than fear." Her esteem earned a Nobel. I coached a client named Ethan, a coder who felt dumb after errors. Malala's courage led him to affirm his logic. He built an app, now sold. These icons show self-esteem isn't born, it's built through trust and trials, lifting you to greatness.
Those stories are so uplifting, Natalie. Obama, Rowling, Malala, they show worth's power. What about when comparison, like seeing others' success, dims your self-esteem? How do you rise above it?
Comparison is a thief, Emily. It steals your joy, making you feel less than. The key is to focus on your unique path. Your journey, with its quirks and wins, is yours alone. Celebrate it. One tool is a gratitude list. Write 3 things you love about your life daily to shift from envy to appreciation. I draw from Ariana Huffington, who says, "The fastest way to happiness is to stop comparing yourself." Her focus built Thrive Global. When I saw peers publishing faster, I felt small. My book wasn't enough. Huffington's wisdom helped. I listed joys, clients' growth, my health. It freed me to write authentically. My book sold thousands. I coached a client named Rachel, a writer jealous of peers' awards. She felt inferior. Inspired by Huffington, she listed Loves, her voice, her readers. It sparked a novel, now published. Gratitude redirects your gaze, nurturing self-esteem. Another strategy is limiting comparison triggers. Curate what you consume, less social media, more inspiring books or mentors, to protect your mindset. I learned this from Serena Williams, who tunes out noise, saying, "I focus on my game." I cut Instagram scrolling, read psychology, my confidence grew, boosting talks. Rachel skipped award buzz, read classics, her writing soared. Limiting triggers and focusing on your path keep comparison from dimming your self-esteem's light.
That's so liberating, Natalie. Gratitude and focus as comparison cures. Huffington and Williams make it clear. How do we sustain self-esteem long-term, especially when life's pressures or failures test it?
Sustaining self-esteem is like tending a flame. It glows with steady care, even through storms. One habit is daily affirmations. Speak one truth about your worth: I am capable, I am enough, to root confidence. I learned this from Louise Hay, who says, "You've been criticizing yourself for years, and it hasn't worked. Try approving of yourself." Her affirmations healed millions. I affirm nightly: I inspire growth, it lifts slumps, my practice thrives. I coached a client named Anna, a lawyer shaken by lost cases. Hay's affirmations led her to say, "I'm skilled." She won a major trial. Another key is surrounding yourself with uplifters. Choose people who see your worth, friends, mentors, who mirror your value. Michelle Obama says, "Surround yourself with goodness." Her circle fuels her shine. I joined a mastermind. It rebuilt me post-failure. My books grew. Anna picked supportive peers. Her confidence soared, leading projects. Uplifters strengthen self-esteem. Also, reflect on growth. Weekly, note how you've grown, learned, tried, persevered, to see your worth evolve. Desmond Tutu said, "We are all in the process of becoming." His reflection reconciled nations. I journal growth, new skills, kind acts, it steadies me. I coached a client named Mark, a salesman hit by quotas. Tutu's growth led him to log wins. He's top performer. Reflection builds pride. Finally, anchor to purpose. Your why, love, service, holds you firm. Viktor Frankl endured for meaning, saying, "Life is never made unbearable by circumstances, but only by lack of purpose." My purpose, empowering, lifts me. These habits, affirmations, uplifters, reflection, purpose, sustain self-esteem for life.
Those are such vibrant tools, Natalie. Hay's affirmations, Obama's circle, Frankel's purpose. It's a blueprint for worth. As we close, what's one final piece of advice for listeners ready to cultivate self-esteem today?
My biggest advice is to affirm one truth about yourself now. Self-esteem grows from a single, kind act. Think of Fred Rogers, who uplifted millions, saying, "You've made this day a special day by just your being you." For me, it was that first journal, sparking a life I cherish. One last story. I coached a single mom named Lauren, a clerk who felt invisible, hating her small life. We looked at Abraham Lincoln, who valued himself through trials, saying, "I do the very best I know how." Lauren affirmed, "I'm a great mom," daily. It grew. She led a team, mentors kids, shines bright. If Lauren can rise, so can you. Pick one truth today: I'm kind, I'm growing, say it, write it. That step builds a life of unshakable self-esteem.
What a beautiful way to wrap up, Natalie. Lauren's story, alongside legends like Rogers and Lincoln, shows worth is universal. Thank you for sharing such profound wisdom and practical steps. I know our listeners are ready to embrace their value.
Thank you, Emily, and to all the listeners. I hope you feel empowered to shine as you are.
And that's it for today's episode of Journey to Success. If this conversation lifted your spirit, and I'm certain it did, please hit that subscribe button to catch every empowering episode. Share this with someone ready to believe in themselves, and join us next time for more insights to fuel your journey. Until then, keep nurturing your worth, one truth at a time.